what do you consider successful? Are you a success? Are you willing to do what it takes to succeed, or do you find yourself just sitting around on the couch, telling your friends and family that you'd like to succeed? There's a difference between wanting to and being and having the will to. Today we're going to talk about that. My name is James Dubois, and I consider myself to be successful. I have a beautiful wife that I've been married to for 17 years, and three beautiful children that I love and adore. Um, yeah, and a group of friends that I consider to be my family. Um, I own my own home with land, quite a few acres, and um, I have a lot of toys, whatever. If that's part of your measurement for success. And to top it off, I'm the president of my local union, where I've worked at the place I've worked for over 13 years. And all of this I've accomplished after being addicted to meth for many years. I quit, and since I quit, I've managed to accomplish all this. Also, I was convicted of 4 felonies and still managed to somehow succeed in life. And so, how did I do that? That's a great question. But you have the ability within you to succeed. I know having the will to succeed rather than just wanting to will put you much closer to your goal. So today I'm going to talk about having the will to succeed versus just wanting to. You'll hear about your background, about how your background affects the possibilities that you succeed, and last but not least, I will help give you the tools to help give you the will to succeed. Um, what's the difference between wanting and having the will to succeed? Um, yeah, so that's a good question, right? You hear people say all the time that they want to succeed at this or at that. Um, well, but how often do you actually hear them telling you what they're going to do to achieve those goals? Not very often, I don't think. Olympic gold medalist Michael Phelps wrote a book. It was called No Limits: The Will to Succeed. In that book, he quoted his coach. His coach said, "If you put a limit on anything, you are putting a limit on how far you can go." Now that means something to me, and I took that to heart, and I've never put limits on what I can do, and since I've you know been trying anyway, and so simply put, if you keep saying, if you keep thinking small, and continue saying, "Oh, I want to be rich," rather than taking action to make yourself rich. Um, because of this obstacle or that obstacle, you keep finding yourself, rather than taking action, and you keep telling yourself, I want to be rich, but then you keep making excuses and stopping yourself because of this obstacle or that excuse. You will forever be wanting to be successful rather than actually doing so. And just because statistics are against you, that doesn't mean that you cannot succeed. So that brings me to my next point. Caroline Radcliffe wrote a book. She's also an author. She's an economist on poverty and asset building with 20 plus years of experience. Um, so in 2015, she actually wrote an article called "Child Poverty and Adult Success." And in this book, she give me one second here. Sorry. And in this book, in this report, she where you're from. She's telling us a lot of things that are pretty important in life for a lot of people. Some of those things are uh, the success factors. Like how many years you were poor when you were growing up. Um, I was poor for many years. I would grow up in project housing and stuff like that. So that really hit home when I read that portion. And your parents' education levels when you were born um, really affect whether or not you succeed. She says, and even your race when you're born, and throughout life, obviously, because your race doesn't change. But she says these things definitely affect whether or not you succeed, and even at what age you moved out of low income housing. She says matter. Well, I for one decided that I'm not going to listen to that. What she says doesn't matter to me. That while I believe her work is imperative for her line of work or what she does, it's imperative for her field. These are things that can hold us all back if we actually if we listen to them, if we allow them to. I personally choose to ignore them and continue to tell myself that I will succeed. Um, so, that's something that we can all learn from. And so, how are you going to do that? You might ask. Succeed regardless of what these people say I'm going to do. So, achieve these goals. It's pretty simple. I mean, actually, we set for ourselves. We develop our will to succeed. We must remove the things that impede our road, that impede us on our road to success. Um, so, for some, this could be procrastination, exhaustion, anxiety. That's a big one for me. Procrastination also, but I'm very busy, so it's hard for me to put off stuff for too long. Staying positive is a great tool to help you succeed. Um, while competition is a good thing, remember you were only competing with yourself, and that's something that we all need to remember. You need to do better than you did yesterday, every day. Outdoing you is the most important thing that you can do. That's the number one thing. Dr. Janice Vilauer, PhD, has a list of 5 things that she believes will help. And one of the things I'd like to highlight is consider, it was on the list, I think it was number 4, was consider possible alternatives. This is like getting from one place to the next. If there's a road closed, if you on your way somewhere and you see the road closed, do you stop and turn around and go back home? No. You're going to find another route to get where you're going. That's what we need to do in life, with every situation. Um, that's getting past things and finding an alternate route. All right, I'm sure you're all getting bored with hearing me talk by now, so let me hurry up and get you out of here. Let's just sum this up here. I spoke to you about having the will to succeed and not just wanting to, regardless of your background, or regardless of your background and what other people say to you. And hopefully, I was able to give you some tools that will help you do just that. And at this point, if you still feel like you want to succeed, and instead of feeling like you should make a list of things to help you succeed, that you need to accomplish to succeed, that my speech was a waste of time. But I know you can and will do this. For me, you guys have a great day and enjoy the rest of your weekend.